A pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 2024 World Series of Beep Baseball, presented by Mind's Eye Radio and the St. Louis Lighthouse and sanctioned by the National Beep Baseball Association. We are now into day 4. We are back in the winner's bracket now. Only 2 undefeated teams remain. One of them will get a ticket to tomorrow's championship game. It's the BSO Philly Fire and the hometown Gateway Archers back here on field 12. David Benny alongside Rosina Foster. There are only, now 5 teams remaining in the championship hunt, and very soon, once the 8 o'clock games all finish, we'll be down to 4. This game is the biggest game that either organization has ever been involved in. Neither team has placed higher than 4th at the World Series. Both of them are now guaranteed a top 3 seed, but both want more. The winner of this game will play for a championship tomorrow. The loser of this game will play again at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Rosina?
Our All-Star Club sponsors for this game are IFB Solutions, New View, Oklahoma, and the Ed Fitzpatrick team at Cross Country Mortgage, and you will hear a little bit more about them as the game goes on. We have the Philly Fire on our left third base side wearing their gray jerseys with black, orange, and flame logo on the front. We have the Archers on our right first base side wearing their white jerseys with black and
Benny
pink
is still not
logo.
wearing pants.
They are kneeling down right in front of their bench as the Philly Fire just finished their huddle up on our left with a cheer and a shout coming back to their bench. We don't have very many clouds in the sky. It's fairly clear, but we are starting out with a little bit of a breeze. The grass is dry, and we are ready to play ball.
The voice you heard behind me was pitcher for the Philly Fire, Pat Krause, and you mentioned all-star sponsors. There are all-star players on both sides of this field, as you would expect in an undefeated winners bracket final between these two teams. Both teams come in at 6-0 in this World Series. Both ran right through their pool games on Tuesday. The Archers coming out of Pool B and the Fire coming out of Pool D. The Archers then defeated the BCS Outlaws, the New Jersey Titans, to get to this game, and they also got a big win yesterday in our game of the day, 9-8 over the defending champion Indy Edge. The Philly Fire had a little bit of a tougher road as the 4 seed. They had to defeat the pesky Cleveland Scrappers. They then had to beat the Bayou City Heat, which they did, and then an upset win yesterday, knocking off the top seed Indy Thunder to get to this game. Again, neither of these teams have been in a game of this magnitude before. The Philly Fire's highest finish at the World Series was last year. They finished 4th. The Gateway Archers, in just their 4th season, have never finished higher than 7th. One of these two teams will have a leg up on the World Championship in this double elimination, only needing 1 win tomorrow. And just to catch you up on the elimination games from this morning, the Indy Thunder did advance, knocking off the New Jersey Titans easily. The Edge and the Bayou City Heat were still going on, with the Indy Edge winning, but the Heat were storming back, and that game is still going on. As soon as we have updates, we will give them to you. Those two teams from this morning, those two winners, will face each other at 11 o'clock, as well as this game. The loser of this game will have to play the winner of that game to fill out the second spot in the championship.
So we are waiting on our official umpire, but meanwhile, Mike Woodard is over here. The teams are wanting to do their coin toss, so he is going to fill in long enough for at least the coin toss here. We have all the captains and the coaches up at home plate right in front of us, huddled around as they get prepared for that coin toss. And just a thank you out there, it does take over 250 Beat Baseballs to host this World Series, so a special shout out for some sponsors who made those balls possible. Cardinals Care and St. Louis Cardinals, Hannigan Realty, and Major League Baseball's Youth Fantasy Program.
And the reason that we are waiting for an umpire is because the game on Field 10, that's the Indy Edge Bayou City Heat game, ran long. There's a lot of runs being scored over there, and the umpire that was assigned for this game is still over at that game, so we'll see what happens there. But meanwhile, you're going to see it all in this game. If you want speed, you got it, with Mark Morris and Ethan Johnston and Ricky Castaneda from the Archers, and Casey Kraus, Justin Rhines, Tyler Rodriguez, Nick Silver from the Fire. If you want power, we can do that too. Justin Howland and David Smith from the Archers, John Margis, Scott Hogwood and company from the Fire. If you want defense, we can give you a little bit of that too. Tyler Rodriguez has been on fire for the Fire, still playing that short left position, at least he was as of yesterday. Casey Kraus is back in the lineup on both sides of the ball. And then, of course, on the other side, we saw what Justin Howland did in deep left yesterday. It was a big part of the Archers' win over the Edge. And, of course, Mark Morris, the two-way superstar. He will be a big part of this game for the Archers. The pitching matchup, an interesting one. Two newer faces to Beat Baseball, but you wouldn't know it to watch them pitch. Mike Curtis for the Archers and Pat Kraus for the Philly Fire. These teams have met once this year. It was way back on June 2nd in Indianapolis in the ISC televised championship game. The Gateway Archers that day won convincingly, getting out to a fast start and putting up 18 runs in the first 2 innings against the Fire, who were a little undermanned in that tournament, and the Archers ended up rolling to victory there. But this is a new day, this is a new game, and this is for the right to play tomorrow as you hear the Archers on the first base line. Rev it up.
So we did just finish the coin toss. Jaden Price did just make his way over here. I don't know if he got a replacement at his previous game or they ended, but he has arrived. Philly has won the coin toss. I'm assuming they will go out to the field as the home team. We have Mike Woodard out here as well.
We saw him ump our second game of the day way back on Tuesday, and a tough game involving the Bayou City Heat and Boston Renegades. Mike's been around all over the place at different fields doing different games. They're going to have multiple umpires on this game now. Going forward, you're going to have NBBA official certified umpires on these fields because these games now are extremely, extremely important to the outcome of this World Series.
So you already have Mike Curtis for the Archers preparing to head to the field to set in his pitcher's mound area as the Philly Fire are going to head out onto the field to defend with some top-notch defense. And as we were talking about some of those sponsors earlier, what about IFB Solutions? Are you seeking a job or looking to build your ideal workforce? IFB Solutions is here to help. If you're a job seeker who is blind or visually impaired and interested in work-at-home customer service roles, explore career opportunities with IFB Solutions. If you're an employer needing reliable call center workforce, IFB Solutions can connect you with skilled visually impaired professionals who deliver top performance, low turnover, to enhance your customer service team. Job seekers, please email Brent Burkholder at careers@ifbsolutions.org or call 336-245-5611. Employers, contact Shannon Satterfield at 336-618-0115. And we are tossing out the first ball to Mike Curtis to prepare for the first pitch of this game.
And as the Archers come to bat under head coach Orlando Gonzalez, their starting lineup looks like this. Mark Morris will lead it off. Justin Holland will bat second, followed by David Smith batting third. Batting fourth, it appears we'll have Richie Crussell with Kyle Bora as his designated fielder. Ethan Johnston batting fifth, and Ricky Castaneda will round it out. That was the same starting batting order anyway that the Archers used in their victory over the Edge yesterday to get to this game.
I'm going to check first base here as we got that first base check. Going to adjust. Mark Morris is at the plate, ready to go. Just going to adjust the speaker inside first base.
Huge crowd out for this one here.
There is quite a bit of people behind us sitting in chairs and more up in the pavilion. Tyler pointing at the bases out in the field as he casually shifts weight from one foot to the other.
And Jaden Price says play ball we will. The winner's bracket undefeated game.
Short pop-up into left, right behind Tyler as he runs to third. Tyler going for it. He is going to be safe. That's first run of the game. Goes to Mark Morris.
One pitch, one hit, one run. The catalyst of this Archers offense. Mark Morris gets him started in the right direction right off the bat. And immediately following this game, we will select the Hannigan Team Realty Player of the Game.
That was almost a repeat. Mark Morris doing it on the first pitch the last time we saw them.
Well, and he dumped that in behind Tyler. Tyler Rodriguez has been all over the defense for the Fire, but not able to get to that one.
Justin Holland up at the plate. And just underneath the swing. And just coming right back and catching Cam's legs as he stands at the plate camera. Mike telling Justin to open up a hair. And a pop fly into mid-deep center as he runs for third. They're scrambling for that John. No, it's going to be a no. Oh no, they're calling that out. That was John Margis for the Fire.
That was a bang play. We had to wait. Both sidelines thought that they had gotten the upper hand there. But, you know, those close calls a lot of times will go to the fielder because the rules in our game are the opposite of Major League Baseball, where the tie goes to the runner and beat ball tie goes to the fielder. So if it's too close, the umpire will a lot of times give the defense the benefit of the doubt. 1 out, 1 in, just getting going, top of the first. Archers and Fire in the Friday undefeated winners bracket final.
And dropped that ball right behind Scott Hogwood. John Margis running right up there, double conferring with third base. Now coming back over to first to make sure that call is correct.
Fine, great. Thanks.
We do have official umps at each position on this field as we get to this higher level game.
Hunter.
Yep, they're maintaining it.
And they maintain the call.
This is going to have David Smith up to bat for the Archers.
Shout out to Hunter Wiseman, the play-by-play voice of the Boston Renegades, who just came over and said hi to us in the booth. Hunter's one of my favorite live streamers to listen to when I'm not at a game.
And smashing pop fly deep into left as he runs for third. And that is going to be Justin Rhymes with the putout. And he got it just in time.
So now they've made a putout in the mid-level position and in the deep position. Justin Rhymes is a heartbreaker in left field, one of the best in the business, and that was a shot by D. Smith. Good hit, better play, and this is exactly what you expect to see in a game like this.
And Rich Crussell up at the plate. Mike coming up to confer with Jaden. Jaden using his hands to show how the ball is held and explain a little bit more to Mike as he then comes up to home plate.
Crussell was the one Archer starter we saw who struggled a little bit yesterday. We'll see if they can get him going. He was on fire earlier this season.
First and left. And just rolling off the top of the bat. Right. It's going to be a grounder in left just to Tyler as he's... Oh, he fumbled with it. Oh, he's going to be safe. Tyler's quite fumbling with that, not able to get it in the air. A run for the Archers, giving them 2.
Tyler Rodriguez, a sure-handed fielder, no question, but he had to go over there toward the line, didn't he, Rosie?
He
Quite
did.
a way.
It was pretty close to the line.
And sometimes when you have to go that far and you're trying to pick up a ball real fast, you know, as a defender, in your head there's this ticking clock. You know that the runner is hauling it to the base, and sometimes you try to pick it up too quickly, or that would have been a tough play for him.
As Ethan Johnston, as we're double checking again first, it seems to keep adjusting inside the foam on first base.
2 runs in, 2 outs, top of the first. Runs by Morris and Crussell. Defensive plays in this inning by Margis and Rhymes.
Jaden coming back from first. And Ethan ready for the pitch. Just underneath the bat. Pop up mid right. Casey Krause over there on top of that. He's got it.
Casey Krause crushed that, man, and that's the end of the inning. 3 putouts from 3 different positions on the Fire defense. 2 in for the Archers. 2-0 Fire coming up in the bottom of the first.
Philly making their way in as the Archers huddle before they head out into the field. And we're going to start off with Justin Rhymes for the Fire. And
Lineup for the Philly Fire, similar to the lineup they've been using all season long when at full strength. And in fact, it's the lineup they used last season. Justin Rhines leading off, Tyler Rodriguez batting second, then John Margist, then the slugger Scott Hogwood, followed by Nick Silver and Casey Kraus. Pat Kraus, the pitcher for the Philly Fire.
And catcher is Colin Kraus.
Pat Kraus fibbed you earlier. I am indeed wearing pants and a polo. Very comfortable today. More, I'd say it's cooler out here now than it was yesterday.
Cooler than it was yesterday, absolutely. And I'm hoping that at least through this game we don't have the road noise.
Knock on wood. I was thinking the same thing, Rosie, and I haven't heard it yet. It hasn't been a big problem.
I think that's going to come more into play in the next game. We do have Justin just up off of home plate, stretching the bat up over his head as there's a couple practice tosses by Pat. And Jaden checking the field to make sure that they are set. You can hear the Archers sounding off out in the field. Jaden asking Philly to step back closer to their bench.
Jaden, a third-generation NBBA umpire. His father, Jason Price, is, of course, our head umpire, and his grandfather, Kemp Price, has been upping in this league for decades.
Justin ready for that pitch.
Set. Ready. Right.
Bouncing grounder short and to left. Mark's going to come up on that as he runs to first. And Mark with that put out. Mark Morris.
We mentioned Mark Morris at the open. He's going to have to come up big for the Archers today, and so far he's got the first run of the game and the first put out of the game for Gateway.
He's going to have Tyler Rodriguez up for the Fire with a bright neon orange headband.
Tyler, the one Philly Fire player who has played in plenty of these type games, back from his days with the Indy Thunder. 5 world championships with the Thunder.
Just over the swing.
And he has played like a champion, not only this week, but all year long. Really put his team on his back.
Time.
Rhines was hurt earlier this year and didn't come back until late June. Casey Kraus got banged up in Bolingbrook. He missed some time. John Margist had some stuff going on, and there was Tyler Rodriguez just carrying his team all the way to today.
It's going to be a short pop-up coming right back to the catcher after going about 12 to 15 feet up.
And that double play that Tyler made in our game on Wednesday was spectacular. And John Lykowski Jr., our social media specialist, just happened to get some really good photo sequence of that. That's as good as you're going to see it in this sport.
It was pretty good.
A double play is a ball caught on one hop.
Pop up high and short into left as he runs to first.
Morris! What a play by Morris.
Mark again for the Archers.
Hang a star on that one. 2 star players going head to head there. Morris won that one. 2 up, 2 putouts.
Johnny Ma up at the plate.
This looks like a much better start than the Archers got off to yesterday when we saw them fall behind the edge 6-1 before they stormed back and took the game. And they're going to have to shut off that vehicle back behind us in the parking lot.
And Jaden is telling them they're going to have to move. Or we will just hold and wait for that to get moved. And we are here at the Slice Soccer Complex. And some of the sponsors that did make that possible: Bill Jones, Sue Slocum, and Richard Mark, all longtime Mind's Eye donors, as well as Ameren, Illinois, the power company for the surrounding area. Thank you to those for making this possible at the Slica complex.
It's personal to me because Amron's my power company here, 2 hours east of here where I live in downstate Illinois, and they've never failed me with my lights. Not that I need lights.
You might want heat.
Heat and other forms of electricity. Speaking of heat, we are waiting for an update on the Bayou City Heat Indy Edge game, which was still going on when this game began. The winner of that game will face the Indy Thunder, and the winner of that game will play the loser of this one at 2 o'clock. We will have that one for you as well, whoever it may be.
Hey, quit talking to him!
And it sounds like he's starting to gear up to move the bus out of the way. There's a few hazy clouds starting up on the horizon, streaked white and blue, but we are getting a gentle breeze and definitely cooler than yesterday at this time of the day. Johnny Moss stepping back up to home plate as Jaden's checking the field. First. That's kind of faint here. I have to keep checking first. We keep struggling to get a good loud buzz. We have Ethan Johnson out in the field calling a time for the plane.
Planes, trains, and automobiles here in the bottom of the first.
Buzzing first base has been struggling. And it looks like that game must be over because Missy has made her way.
Well, good. We can get a score report from her when she gets here.
It was 24 edge.
Okay, so the Edge did end up pulling away again and winning that game rather convincingly, so it will be an all-Indy matchup. The loser of that game will finish 4th place in the tournament, and the winner will play this afternoon. How about that? Indy versus Indy. That ought to be an intense one, but right here, this is the big one. Winner was in the championship game.
If you just do this until maybe he's kind of a
And just underneath the swing, Pat with a red cap and face mask. And just barely underneath the swing.
Margist, we saw him make a good play in the top of the first. Mark Morris has both putouts for the Archers here in the bottom half.
And it's going to
Might
be
get
a
another
line drive to left as he runs for first. Justin Holland running to grab it. He is safe, putting something up for the Fire, a 2-1 game at the bottom of the first.
That's how you solve that problem. Just hit it hard so you take Mark Morris out of the equation. That one got through. Fire on the board, 2-1 Archers.
And Scott Hogwood up for the Fire. John telling Pat, nice pitch, and to keep it going, Scott.
Nothing.
First base again struggling.
Scott Hogwood not only, of course, plays himself and bats cleanup in the Fire lineup, he's got a daughter who plays, Dakota, and 2 spotters that are 2 of his daughters as well, Camry and Lex. In fact, all of his daughters are named after types of cars. You've got a Camry, a Lexus, a Dakota, and a Sierra.
And that base check is good and ready. They are bringing another base around to have that ready at first. It's going to be a short pop-up, and that's going to be foul, dropping about 20 feet out from the batter.
Hogwood didn't want that. That's not his game. Short pop-ups. He won't beat those out. What he will do is bang it over your head when he gets a good one. And make you chase the ball while he's busy getting to the base
Chasing
and
the
scoring.
base.
Yep.
Scott back up at home plate.
He's a big man. That's for sure.
Certainly no slouch getting to the base, though. Might not be as fast as some of the others, but no slouch.
No, but when he does hit that base, he hits it with some force.
Quick rotating of the head before bringing the bat back up over the shoulder. And just over the outer edge of the bat. And a line drive to the left, rolling up. Mark slowing it down, and
What
he's
a
got
play!
it.
Oh, just put the World Series on his shoulders. Mark Morris with all 3 putouts in the inning. That one wasn't easy, Rosina.
That was not. I thought it was going to roll past. He slowed it down with his legs, leaned over, and grabbed a hold of it before it got further away. Mark Morris, 3 outs for the Archers, bringing them back in for another round at the top of the second. And how about that? New View, Oklahoma. It's not what you can see, it's what you can be. They've been empowering individuals who are blind or have low vision since 1949, maximizing their opportunities for independence through all stages of life. They accomplish this in 3 primary ways: comprehensive clinics and low vision services, meaningful employment opportunities, and engaging community programs. Please, it's not what you can see, it's what you can be. For more information, visit online at nvoklahoma.org.
And I was able to confirm last evening that New View will be hosting another Sooner State Invitational Tournament next spring. We don't have the dates yet, but we know it will happen. Thank you, New View.
Is gonna Ricky Castaneda up for the Archers, as we do have the check from the field. And first and third as Tyler hops up and down out in the left. And Ricky bringing the bat up over the shoulder. It's gonna be a bouncing grounder just barely past Mike as he runs for first.
Foot race. Yep,
And he is out.
So close.
That was Tyler Rodriguez with the out.
So that superstar short tandem of Rodriguez and Kraus, each of them now has a putout. And that's 1 out and back to the top of the order for the Archers, leading 2-1 in the top of the second. This is certainly a better start for the Philly Fire than we saw the last time these 2 teams played, when the Archers won and it was never close.
We have time going on out here. Looks like Casey is holding a knee.
Oof, it's been a shoulder all year.
It looks like he's holding it off. And with all that defense out there Mark Morris has put up, it's no wonder that as he stands at the plate, he has grass stains all up and down his white pants.
He's 1 for 1 already with 3 putouts. I'd say right now he's the leading candidate for the Hannigan Team Realty Player of the Game. We gave that to Ricky Castaneda in our big one yesterday. How big was he at the bottom of that order? Came up twice with 2 outs and twice delivered. Mark Morris is his bookend at the top of the order. It's almost like having 2 leadoff men. It's amazing.
So Pat has come back from checking on Casey Kraus.
Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. All right, here we go.
Just over the top of the bat. You can hear screeching out there from the Philly short defense. And short pop-up coming foul over to our right. Short little pop-up. It's going to be dropping right as he runs for third. Casey coming up on that, and Casey's got it. Casey Kraus.
Casey Kraus is one of the few players in the game who can win a race to ball and base against Mark Morris. He's just got such good ears, such a great first step. It's just a natural. He's only been playing a few years, Casey Kraus. He's already one of the best. 2 outs. Fire looking good on defense now as well.
Here's that base check. This is Justin Holland with his red, white, and blue camouflage arm sleeves.
Holland put out by Margist his first time out.
Oh, just catching a tick on the edge of that, rolling back. The crowd behind us is getting a little bit bigger. Time for that airplane.
There are only 2 other games going on right now. Well, one of them hasn't started. The 5th, 6th place game is about to get started. That's going to be the Bayou City Heat and New Jersey Titans. That is a placement game from the 2 teams that lost the elimination games this morning. And then the Indy Edge and Indy Thunder are about to square off to see who can survive and advance to the elimination bracket final this afternoon against the loser of this game. Everything else is wrapped up. I can tell you, well, we'll hold off until our next break, give you some results.
Slamming fly by over into left as he runs to first. They're scrambling for it. Justin not able to get it done, and that's going to be a run up on the board for the Archers. 3-1, top of the second.
Holland with his second good hit of the game. He was picked his first time, not that time.
He's fairly consistent with landing it out there in that area. Gonna have David Smith up for the Archers. Jaden's gonna check the field.
That David Smith went out to Justin Rhines last time, and Justin Rhines put him out.
Just underneath the center of the bat.
4 different Philly Fire defenders have already recorded putouts in this game.
Popping straight up. Yeah, the Philly Fire are definitely on fire defensively. Just over the top of the bat for another strike as Tyler hops up and down, out and left. High pop up. It's going to be short left
That's
as he
tough,
runs
Morris.
to first. Tyler coming up on him, and
Tyler
he's at
almost
the
got it.
base.
That was tough for Rodriguez. I don't know what more he could have done with that one. It was in the air for a long time. Nice base run by David Smith.
That was beautifully placed. Tyler was there for it by the time it came down, but David was already there. Rich Kressel up at the plate.
Well, we mentioned that 4 different Fire defenders have made putouts already. Well, that's the 4th different Archers player to score a run. It's 4-1, top of the second, still 2 outs. Kressel scored his first time.
At first and third.
Thank you. Here we go. We go.
It's going to be another pop-up into short left. Tyler area bounced right behind him. He's scrambling for it as he runs to third, and he is going to be safe. They could not quite get control of that. Scott Hogwood right behind him. They're all scrambling for it, but Rich Kressel putting another one up on the board. 5-1 Archers.
Just dumped it in behind Tyler there, and that's frustrating. I know as a former short defender, when you hear that ball in the air, you know where it's going. You know it's going over your head, and there's nothing you can do about it but try to give it some ground, hope it lands in front of you and bounces up into you. you really don't want to go too far back on it unless it's along the baseline. What I tell defenders is you never want to angle back toward the middle. You wouldn't want to get into Scott Hogwood. Here's Ethan Johnston.
Catching right over to Jaden.
So we talked about Crussell struggling a little bit yesterday. Struck out his first 2 times up in that game against the Edge yesterday. Well, he scored his first 2 times up today, so it looks like they fixed that.
Pop up high and mid and right as he runs to first. Scott Hogwood coming over to back up Casey, but it's going to be another run for the Archers.
3 balls in a row that have been in the air, too.
They are working for those pop-ups and get down to that base. Ricky Castaneda up.
Make that 5 Archers now who have scored. Ricky is the only one now getting his second at bat. So as we are about to be 2 times through the order, Ricky can make all 6 of them in the scoring column if he can score here. He was put out to start this inning by Casey Krause. By Tyler Rodriguez, I'm sorry.
By Tyler.
Krause put out Morris.
Just over the top of the bat. Mike telling the catcher to drop his mitt just a hair. Just over the top of the bat. Ricky refilling home plate, bringing that bat back up over the bat. Short little pop-up, that's going to be foul, dropping at Mike Curtis's feet. Jaden using his foot to flip that ball back up to Mike Curtis's mitt. Going to be another strike, so that's 2 for little Ricky, bringing the Philly in to try to recover that crushing blow of 4 runs for the Archers in that inning.
That's a good inning for the Archers, and I'll be interested to see how the Fire respond now as it's 6-1 in favor of the Archers. It'll be 5-6-1 due up for the Philly Fire with Nick Silver first.
Archers huddling along the first baseline before heading out into the field. Philly stacking up their players ready to bat.
Did you know we had to do some research yesterday? This is the first time since 2013 that an undefeated winner's bracket World Series game on Friday did not involve a team from Indianapolis. It was the RHI Extreme that played in this game in 14 and 15. Then, of course, the Indy Thunder in their championship run. And then the Indy Edge the last 2 years. Last year, we called this game, and it was the Jets and the Edge. And if you remember, the Edge came back and won it on a Corian White walk-off on their way to their 2nd straight title.
It's going to be Nick Silver up to the plate as he tightens up his batting gloves. Archer sounding off out in the field.
Come on, Nick, get it popping, baby.
Right.
All right, go to the field, bases, please.
First
Thank you.
and third, base check. Nick Silver ready for the pitch.
Pat Krause giving Nick some instruction.
Set. Ready. Right.
Just underneath the swing.
Silver is a St. Louis native. He's been playing for the Fire for a few years now. And they're going to get time for this plane, no
Hold for
doubt.
This plane. Outfielders all waiting patiently. Waiting for this plane. Jaden is talking with Pat Krause.
All right, Nick, here you go.
And we are now set in the field.
Places, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Pat resting the ball on his hip before ready for the pitch.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And it's going to be a little grounder over in the left. Mark going to come up as he runs to first. Mark on top of
Yeah.
that. And he's got it. Mark Morris once again for the Archers. He's
Mark.
dominating their defense.
4 for 4, but they're hitting balls on the ground to him. Had to come up on that one, but that's easy. Mark Morris will make that play every time in his sleep with one hand behind his back, maybe even.
Casey Krause up to the plate. Bright neon orange headband and orange and yellow batting gloves as he waits at ease at home plate. Jaden chasing a bug away.
Places, please.
Checking first, third.
Thank you. Here we go. Set. Ready. Hit.
And took a pass.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And just over the top of the bat. Casey hopping up and down.
Set. Ready. Hit.
Just over the top of the bat. Almost identical. He's walking back away from home plate, shaking his wrist. Shake that off.
Only one strikeout so far in this game between the two teams. That was Ricky Castaneda to close out the top of this inning.
Resetting back up at home plate.
Yep.
And exhale.
Set. Ready. Hit. Double.
Just getting a nick on that, dropping straight down. The outfielder's telling Mark, be ready.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And
Struck
that
him
ball was
out.
a little on the outside. Casey kind of tossing the bat away from him as he walks back to the bench, bringing Justin Rhines up to the plate.
And now this becomes an important at-bat here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. The Archers scored 4 in the top half. The last thing you want is a goose egg here if you're the Philly Fire.
Definite frustration there from Casey. And
Wow.
shake that off. Justin Rhines back to the plate.
Casey is super competitive, and he's really been a warrior this week. He was banged up, is banged up, and playing through it. He's never happy about a strikeout. Here's Justin Rhines. Morris put him out.
Set. Ready. Hit.
It's going to be a bouncing grounder into left, just past Mark as he runs to first. Justin Holland cupping on it, and I believe they're going to call that out. That is out. Justin Holland.
Holland, he picked up Morris there. That was a shot. Morris tried to get down on it. It went by him. Holland had his back.
And
1, 2, 3
wow,
inning.
No runs for the Fire that inning as we head to the top of the third.
Danger time now for the Philly Fire as the Archers will have the top of their lineup due up. Morris, Holland, and Smith already leading by 5.
And how about getting that mortgage? You can make every mortgage feel like a win with the Ed Fitzpatrick team at Cross Country Mortgage. Navigating the mortgage process doesn't have to be overwhelming. When you work with Cross Country Mortgage CCM, you'll collaborate closely with a licensed professional who'll make sure that you get the mortgage you deserve. The entire team is available to assist you from application to closing and beyond. Work tirelessly to remove the frustration from the mortgage process and get you that personalized experience. Get in touch with Beat Baseball fan and loan advisor Ed at ed.fitz@ccm.com. Speaking of that Defense by Mark Morris. He is up to the plate for the Archers as the fire sounds off out in the field.
Third time through the order, getting ready to happen here. They've been 2 times complete through the order here in the first couple of innings. 5 different Archers have scored. Morris 1 for 2.
Nice pop up deep into left as he runs for third. Justin over there, and he has that. Justin Rhines.
Rhines only had a few seconds to make that play with Mark Morris steaming toward third. Number 8 in left field. He is a heartbreaker, Justin Rhines. It's his second big one he's made.
Excellent. That's exactly what the Fire needs to do. They're going to have to hold the rest of the Archers back up at bat and fix that goose egg from the last one. Justin Holland up for the Archers.
And Holland is capable of losing one at any time. So is the on-deck batter, David Smith. We've seen them both do it.
Getting that base check. And a super hard foul deep into left.
Well, he got around on it a little early and yanked it, but that shows you the kind of power that Justin Holland has.
Mike Woodard bringing that back in up to Mike Curtis.
First illegal pitch warning. Next one would be a
First one's a warning. Yep.
An illegal pitch. Warning. I'm going to time for this playing. While we have this timeout, you might want to go over that illegal pitch.
So that rule was just implemented this year. It passed last year at the General Assembly. There now is a line. The pitcher is required to say pitch no later than the ball getting halfway to the plate. In other words, he's got to say it before the ball crosses that 10-foot line in the judgment of the umpire. Otherwise, it's an illegal pitch, which is a warning the first time and a strike against the batter subsequent times. This is only the second time I've seen it called this week in any game.
Just getting a nick on that, dropping straight down. It's going to be a little grounder short center as he runs the first. That's going to be foul. Not making it past that 40-foot line. Tyler and Casey both right up on top of that. Tyler pulling up his knee pads back up before heading back to short left.
And that's where communication is important. When you've got 2 elite defenders, one on either side of the middle, charging the ball that may or may not go over the 40-foot line, they have got to be talking, and somebody's going to take charge there. You heard Pat yell, stop.
Justin back at the plate. And it's going to go right underneath it for a strikeout for Justin Holland, bringing David Smith to back him up.
That's a tough luck strikeout there after some good contact and just not able to put it in play. Now a big opportunity here for the Fire defense if they can get David Smith. 2 outs, nobody in. Smith jacked 3 home runs at last year's World Series. He doesn't have one yet here.
Just a little early and going under the bat.
We did see another home run this morning. Guess which team?
Edge.
It's their 3rd of the series as a team.
Edge?
Nope. How about Fonzie Medrano of the
Fonzie
Heat pitching
again.
one to Noah Fenny, his big 18-year-old
he did
rookie.
get it.
So now that's 3 different Heat players who have homered at this World Series. Fonzie has chucked 3 of the 4 home run balls. The other one was by an Edge player, Caleb Wright.
And it's going to be underneath the bat. That's got to feel good for Fonzie.
The home run came against the Edge earlier today, unfortunately, in a losing cause for the Heat, who are playing for 5th.
It's going to be high and foul to the left, out in Justin Ryan's territory. He's going to walk it back up to home plate.
They're still early. His bangers in the middle of the order, Holland and Smith, are still going foul down that left field line. They just need to make a tiny adjustment. It doesn't have to be a big one, but they need to wait back just a little bit on Mike Curtis. Otherwise, Mike Curtis, it's going to force him to maybe have to try to throw it to the outside part of the bat. Then you're losing power by doing that.
Bat up over the shoulder. And just underneath, that's going to be another strikeout. The Fire holding the Archers like the Archers just held them as we move to the bottom of the third. Still a 6-1 game.
2, 3, and 4 due up for the Philly Fire. Tyler Rodriguez, John Margist, and Scott Hogwood as they look to make a dent in a 5-run deficit.
Colin coming out with his bucket behind home plate as Pat heads to the pitcher's mound while the Fire huddles up on the left. Captain John having a quick pep talk over there with some of the players before putting their hands into the center. And the Archers heading out to the field.
Well, we can tell you that the Braille Bandits of Palm Beach County won their first game at the World Series here as they won the 19th place game over the SGV Panthers 2-1. Unfortunately, the Panthers didn't win a game at this World Series. The Boston Strong beat the Sirens for 17th. Both of those teams got their first ever wins yesterday. It appears the Minnesota Millers will finish 15th with a win over the BCS Outlaws. The highlight of the Outlaws tournament, though, came on Wednesday when Hillary Oswalt walked one off in a win over, who'd they beat? The Strong.
The Strong.
On a 5-4 game, which was exciting.
Sounding off by the Archers in the field. A little bit more of a breeze picking up, and some of those clouds are making their way up higher in the sky for a delightful bit of filtered sunlight today. Perfect baseball weather. Tyler aiming at first and third as the base checks go off. And exhale. It's going to be a strike because that runs across the top of the bat.
Does Tyler still do that little shotgun pose up there where he
Yep.
points? That's his signature. He's been doing that forever.
Pop up into mid left as he runs
hit.
for third. Mark comment on that, and
He
he's
got it.
got it. It's going to be a put out for Mark Morris, completely dominating that left field defensively.
5 putouts now for Morris in the first 2+ innings, and that one was in the air for a little while. So the Archers have 6 putouts as a team. Morris has 5 of them.
John Margis up for the Fire. They're
He
going to
has-
have to get it away from Mark Morris.
Yeah, they need to try to go to right field a little bit. Not that I'm saying it's easy over there with Castaneda and Ethan Johnston, but you got to get it away from Mark Morris because he's red hot. Margist has the lone Philly Fire run, scored it back in the first.
Have a time for playing.
And the way Margist, he went to left field too, but he hit it hard enough that he got it by Morris and out of Howland's reach. They could use a run from him now here.
Ready for that pitch as he feels the front of home plate. Stepping back, squaring up, and bringing the bat up over the shoulder.
Margist was an all-star showcase participant last year and the year before. And
Pop up into center mid as he runs to first. They're scrambling for that ball. That's gonna be safe, putting that run up.
Johnny Ma says, catch that if you can. That was high and that was too deep for Morris toward the middle. Great hit.
Doubling the Fire score up to 2.
And right now, Margist has been the offense for the Fire.
They're going to have a few more players do that and repeat, and Scott Hogwood is just the guy.
Scott Hogwood is due. We've seen him get a couple of good hits at this series, but none of the ones like what you just saw Margis get, which is what Hogwood's known for.
Field is set.
Bases, please.
First,
Thank you.
Scott turning towards third.
Thank you.
He wants third again.
Hey, Mike.
It is a little faint.
If we have updates from the games, other games going on, especially that Edge Thunder game, we will pass them along.
Time, please. Thank you.
And third is definitely stronger there. Adjusted inside. Scott pointing his bat at Pat before bringing it up over the shoulder.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
It's going to be a bouncing grounder along left, just barely inside the line as he runs for first. Mark over there, and he's got it. Mark Morris completely decimating their batting into left.
And it's not all been the same type of play. There's been pop-ups, there's been balls where he's had to move over to the line, there's been hard ones right at him. Mark Morris doing it in multiple ways, and only one run on the board for the Fire. Don't blink, you're gonna miss something here, folks. We're already halfway through this game. It's 6-2, Gateway.
Nick Silver up to bat.
I'm sorry, there's 2 outs in the inning. I was a little bit premature there.
2 outs.
2 outs in the inning. 6-2 is in fact the score, though.
Come on, Nick. Roll on 2. Bring me up, kid.
Nick won't let me live that down. I called him out prematurely. Let's see if he can score here. Casey Krause would be next.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
High pop up, echoing, dropping dead center middle as he runs for first. And he is safe. Got there just milliseconds before Ricky Castanet had that up off the ground. Now only a 3-run game, 6-3 Archers, bottom of the third, Casey Krause. Oh, we're conferring.
Bang, bang call. Speed kills, and Nick Silver still has it. He beat that out. Now a huge at-bat here for Casey Krause at the bottom of the order.
Kept it away from Mark and got a run.
First multi-run inning for the Fire today, as they've scored 2 now here in the third. They're appealing it, and we're saying they're saying
has been checking the.
well, they're talking about it. They're saying that the ruling on the field was out. I didn't hear the umpire make a call. I went with yours. You know what you saw.
He's reconferring with all the umps right now. He's just finishing up with Jordan. This is his last check, so we will find out here.
Your eyes did not deceive you, Rosina Foster. You called it safe, and they confirmed the call.
Casey Krause at the plate. Jaden talking with Pat Krause. As Pat nods his head and smiles.
Interesting to note, Rosina, that earlier this year in a game in the very first tournament of the year in Las Vegas, Pat and Casey Krause became the first father-son combo to combine for a home run in a beat baseball game. And Casey went deep against the Austin Blackhawks.
Set. Ready. Pitch. Pass.
Took a pass. Kind of leaning in to listen as that came across the plate.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
It's going to be a little short bouncer, just into short
Morris.
middle. Mark coming up on it as he runs for
Got
first.
him.
That is the out as it brings the Archers in.
He
Oh, we're
got
gonna
him. They're
contest that
arguing
again.
this again. Mark Morris is a very wily veteran. And sometimes he will call ball when he thinks he has it before it's off the ground. The umpire is supposed to look at the ball, not listen to the call.
He's
But I'm not saying that I have any problem with an elite player trying to get a call. But that's what Philly's arguing here, that he called ball up before he actually had it off the ground. Who do you think he learned that from? I'll give you one guess. He played, he was my tandem partner up the middle his first 2 years in the league with the pre-Dynasty Thunder. It's not this, really you're calling ball not for the umpire's benefit, but to let your fellow teammates know, I've got it. Don't, you know, don't move, don't knock it away from me or anything like that. So it's really not, there's nothing wrong or illegal about doing it, but an umpire's got to be on top of the play. If he listens to the player call ball, you know, he might give him that call. Let's see what he calls here. They're saying he called ball before he had it.
Yeah, Philly out, making their way out into the field and setting it up.
So they're going with that call. Good job, Mark Morris now with
IFB
7.
Solutions. If you're seeking a job or looking to build your ideal workforce, contact careers@ifbsolutions.org or S. Satterfield at ifbsolutions.org. That's IFB Solutions. Contact them today.
So what did you see on that play? Could you tell whether Mark had it up before he hit the base?
It looked like he had it up. That's what I would have gone with. We have a field. We are ready. Rich Crussell.
Mark Morris now with 7 putouts.
It's going to be a strike as that goes over the bat.
In case you're wondering, the documented record for most putouts in a World Series game is 13, held by a couple of us. I say us because, not to be immodest, I did it in a game in 2007 against the West Coast Dogs. In a game we were winning going into the bottom of the 6th and lost our lead and gave it away.
Waiting for that plane overhead. They're saying untime, but Jaden is talking with Mike Curtis out at the pitcher's mound.
Well, here we go. Back to action.
Just dropping under the bat on the inside. Tell him to back off and open up a little towards him. Just over the top of the bat. Just underneath the bat. Definitely struggling with contact there this time around as Ethan Johnston comes up to the plate.
That surprises me a little bit because he was 2 for 2, and he looked in that at bat kind of like he did yesterday. 1 out.
Ethan with his bat resting on home plate.
Bases, please. Thank you. Thank you.
First and third both sounding strong as Ethan raises his bat. It's going to be a grounder, just trying to get past Tyler, bouncing over him as he runs to first. Tyler recovering that and out. Tyler Rodriguez.
Not to be denied. That's Mark Morris's counterpart there at shortstop. Tyler Rodriguez quickly 2 up now and 2 down for the Archers. And the only starter who hasn't scored yet, Ricky Castaneda, try to turn the lineup here. What you don't want to do is let the Philly Fire creep back any closer because they have the last at-bats in this game.
Have a close airplane as Ricky waits at home plate. This is a 6-3 game. Archers and Ricky Castaneda itching to get his add to the board. Tyler hopping up and down out there in short left.
Bases, please.
4 strikeouts now by my count for Mike Curtis and the Archers. That's not a number they want in 4 innings.
It's going to be a high pop-up foul to the left. A banshee scream out there, I believe, from Casey Krause when that was called foul.
Castaneda, the multi-sport athlete, Team USA blind soccer player. They're working toward the Paralympics in 2028.
Gonna be a short pop-up over into left as he runs to first. Casey itching just out of his fingers, but they... Oh, we're gonna have to check. Jaden is saying safe. Run there. Ricky gets his run.
There it is. Every Archer player has scored, and guess what? Another 2-out run for Ricky Castaneda when his team needed it the most. 7-3. Kraus was all over that, but Ricky just a little too fast.
It's Mark Morris up to the plate as Mike comes up to talk with him.
So every Archer player now, 3 times through the order, has 1 run, except for Rich Crussell, who's got 2. And that's where you get your 7.
Faces, please. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Mark waiting with his bat down on the ground next to him as he takes that pass.
I have Mark at 1 for 3 right now with 7 putouts in 3 innings.
And it's going to be a pop-up just behind Tyler and left as he
play.
runs to first. Justin trying to grab it, but he's going to be safe. Another one up for the Archers.
They got those 2 runs back awful quick, didn't they? 8-3.
And Justin Holland up at the plate.
Archer's feeling it a little bit here now in the top of the 4th.
Not much the Fire could have done to defend that. Justin was right on top of that, but it was just outside of the time before Mark hit that base. You're not going to outrace him.
Boy, they've really brought the crowd and the support out here in St. Charles, Missouri at Slice-A.
Thank you.
Shout out to Jason Frazier, CEO of Mind's Eye Radio, and Eric Warnoff, CEO of The Lighthouse.
Justin taking a pass as that comes across the plate.
Howland is also due for a big fly.
And it's a short pop-up
Short
into right as he runs to third. Casey grabbing it, and they're going to call that safe. Well, let's see if
Philly Fire maybe wants to challenge. That's safe. That's a run. Well, maybe they're...
Go, baby. Go, baby. Empty. Hey.
Jaden said safe.
And he did it quickly. That means he was pretty convinced. That didn't take him long. 9-3. And the Archers feeling like they've got the Fire on the ropes right now here in the 4th. All this damage coming with 2 outs. 3 in a row. Boy, 2-out runs, just like any other form of baseball or softball. Huge, because they can just break a defense's spirit. You think you're out of the inning. You have a close play go against you, and the next thing you know, the top of the lineup starts rolling and the runs are coming in.
Thank you.
Base check for David Smith.
D. Smith.
And takes a pass as he leans into that coming across the plate. And rolling off the top of the bat back into Caesar's mitt. It's going to be a strike. We have a time for a plane. And Tyler's already called on time. And just underneath the swing. And another time.
I give a quick mention to the NBBA Executive Committee, Treasurer John Lykowski, Secretary Steve Guerra, Second Vice President Richie Flores, First Vice President, our Tournament Director Cassie Hopkins. She's done a wonderful job this week. And your president of the National Beat Baseball Association is Jerry Wendell.
And just barely coming off of the bat to drop into Cesar's mitt again. And it's going to be a grounder over to the left straight to Tyler, though, and he just easily just lays down and grabs that ball for an out for the Fire to bring them back to recover this loss. They are slow coming in off the field, but the Philly bench is up to greet them at the line. Clap hands, let's go, shake it off. Let's get on top of this as the Archers are going to huddle up on the right before heading out to try to maintain the same defense that they have been absolutely dominating, specifically Mark Morris.
3 on the board for the Archers in that inning, so they've got their largest lead of the game right now at 9-3. Fire are home. They've still got half a game to work with here, but they need an answer.
They are preparing to take the field. We have a huddle up of umps with Jason Price as well over on our third base side with Mike, Jordan, and Jaden. And the other umps heading that way.
They're discussing dinner plans out there. No, I don't think so. I think...
not with Jason Price out there.
No.
I think they're going over possible some calls.
Well, and remember that new 10-foot pitching line has come into play in this game.
Fire have finished their huddle up and shout off a little bit quieter than last time when they headed out there. We do have a random ball up here at the scorekeeper's table that's had its pin bumped a little bit and has a weak, sick sound emanating from it randomly.
Yeah, we've got a wayward ball here, and that is not a good one either. They ought to just chuck it in the parking lot, but not toward any cars. Let it roll under a van or something.
I can't hold it and run bases. This is it.
Might have to have somebody run that ball up out of.
You take it for us. Thank you.
And
Throw it
John
back to-
Lekowski taking care of that ball for us. Thank you, John.
Just throw it back to Cassie. She's only about, maybe 100 feet behind us in the headquarters tent as we play here at Field 12 at Slica Complex here in St. Charles, Missouri.
And I thank you for all those sponsors who helped us secure the Slica Complex. Bill Jones, Sue Slocum, Richard Mark, all longtime Mind's Eye donors, and Ameren Illinois Power Company for this surrounding area. Without their help, might not have had this wonderful Slica Complex.
Bottom half of the fourth and bottom half of the Philly Fire batting order. Scott Hogwood leading it off.
I know we have Justin
I'm sorry, we're back at
Rhines.
the top. Justin Rhines. Let me flip my roster. Boy, I love having Rosina Foster next to me for play-by-play.
And it's going to be a short pop up into short left. See, it's going to be foul, not quite fair. Justin already almost to third base.
So it'll be Rhines, Rodriguez, and Margis due up. Margis and Silver have the runs today for the Fire.
Justin coming up quite casually there.
Rhines has made 2 good plays out there in left field in this game to keep this game as close as it is.
Pat saying slow this down. Justin, as he pulls the bat up over his shoulder, step back from the plate.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
And
Out the way.
bounce foul.
Is it just me, or has there not been any balls for the Philly Fire has really hit over to the right side?
Only that one.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
And it's going to be a short pop up just straight into Pat's hands.
The one by Nick Silver last inning.
Correct.
So they're 1 for 1 when they hit the ball over that side. And they're 0 for 7 hitting it to Mark Morris. As Tyler Rodriguez on the on-deck circle doesn't want to hear it anymore.
Just on the outside edge of the bat, and that's going to be out for Justin Rhines, bringing Tyler up to the plate.
Never want to strike out your leadoff hitter. And with every out, you get that much closer to the end of the game. The Philly Fire trailing by 6. You can't give any away. That's only, by my count, the second strikeout, though, for Pat Krause today.
It's going to be a grounder into short left as he runs for first.
Morris.
And he's got it. Mark Morris again.
Well, Tyler wasn't listening in the on-deck circle when I said they had to stop doing that. Kidding, of course. This is a symbiotic relationship between pitcher, batter, and catcher. And they've spent a lot of their time today rolling balls out to Mark Morris, and he hasn't missed.
He is definitely my pick.
This build toward a championship run that the Gateway Archers have been on the last couple years really started when they recruited and brought in Mark Morris. Mark Morris was an Indy Edge original. From the very first year they built their team, Mark Morris was a part of it. And he was patient all through the Thunder dynasty. He probably could have changed teams in Indianapolis, but he didn't. He waited, and in 2022 it paid off. He won a world title, got his ring with the Edge, and immediately came here to be the cornerstone for the Gateway Archers. It's paying off now.
John Margist up. Pop up, and it's going to be foul on the right. Walking it back slowly as Colin goes to meet him and bring him the rest of the way up to home plate.
2 outs, no runs in yet in the bottom of the 4th.
This definitely looked like he was trying to get over there to right field.
Well, that might not be a bad idea, although you've got Castaneda over there. If I'm Margist with his power, I would just try to smack it as hard as I can and not worry about where it goes. Bottom line is they need to get the ball off the ground. Pat needs to find the top of these bats in a hurry.
And that's going to be foul as he runs just a few steps towards first. Mark was already headed up.
I mean, the Archers' defense has been tight for sure, but the Philly Fire not hitting the ball anywhere near the way they did against the Heat the other day, when they were just smoking everything.
Have a timeout on that plane. Pat rolling that ball up over his hands as we wait for the clear, and we are now ready. John resetting up at home plate. Bat up at the ready. Taking a pass on that as it comes across the plate. Quick tap to home plate. And going right underneath the bat. Slow exhale there by John. And high pop up into center as he runs to first. They're scrambling on top of that. He's going to be safe.
Same flavor, same type of ball he hit the second time he was up, hanging it up there toward the middle of the defense. That's what's working. That's what they need to do to beat this Archer defense.
Trying to come over and get it.
Way to bang, Johnny Mom!
No, that was in the air
That
too
was
long, and that
no
just
way.
yeah.
He was trying to back up D. Smith out there, but they were just not getting that, and that's desperately what they needed. Scott Hogwood coming to back him up, see if he can get a thunker.
So 9-4 now, and Mar just has 3 of them.
He's definitely keeping them alive, but they're going to have the rest of them all add in.
They need Scott Hogwood to lose one here. He's overdue, in my opinion.
He's standing quite patiently, just wiping a little sweat off his face, and we get the go ahead.
The other fire run is on the on-deck circle here. Nick Silver, if Hogwood can get to him, extend the inning.
And just over the top of the outer edge of the bat.
Number love, baby, number love.
I mean, Marvin's on the
Yes.
Set. Ready. Hey.
Just over the top of the bat.
Stay balanced all day, baby. Come on, you got this.
Wiping a little more sweat off the face. Scott pulling the bat up over his back shoulder.
Set. Ready. Hey.
And just
Hangs
rolling
in
off
there.
the top of it.
You want with that, baby. You want with that. Set. Ready. Hey.
And a thunker as he runs. It's deep into left as he runs to first. And he's safe, Justin trying to get there, but it was basically on the line, way past Justin, and giving Scott the time he needs to take out first base.
That is the big stick that we were waiting for from Scott Hogwood, and what the Fire so desperately needed. 2 in now with 2 outs in the inning. It's back to a 4-run game at 9-5, and now Nick Silver to the plate. He scored a run today.
Scott coming back up around behind his catcher as he heads back to the bench. A much more satisfied look on his face. And Nick up at the plate, nodding to Pat as they have a little bit of instruction there with Pat. Getting the thumbs up from the field. First. Third.
Thank you. All right, Nick, here we go. Here we go. Set. Ready. Pitch.
And the ball underneath the bat.
You got this, Nick.
Stepping up, kind of scrape his feet across home plate before stepping back.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
And just underneath the bat again. You can hear the whistle though.
Yeah, but he jumped out ahead of him too, which is interesting because his 1 run was his opposite field hit. He just needs to calm down a little bit. This is a big spot.
Ready. Pitch.
Taking a pass.
It's a good idea. You're allowed to take one if you want to. Now he's got to swing.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
And underneath the bat.
Only takes one, Nick. Only takes one.
And everything's up to date in St. Charles now. We've gone as far as we can go. Full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
He
And that's going to
struck
be a
him out.
strikeout, bringing the Archers up to maintain their 4-run lead. Top of the 5th, 9-5 Archers. And New View, Oklahoma. It's not what you can see, it's what you can be. Since 1949, New View, Oklahoma has empowered individuals who are blind or have low vision, maximizing their opportunities for independence through all stages of life. For more information, visit us online at nvoklahoma.org.
Oh, what a beautiful morning, and oh, what a beautiful day at Slicer Complex in St. Charles. Winner of this game earns a spot in tomorrow morning's championship game. Loser has to play at 2 o'clock. against the winner of the Indy Edge and Indy Thunder. Let me see if I have an update for you.
Philly is making their way out in the field as we have all our field umps come up to stay hydrated. If you are out here at the fields today, please make sure you drink plenty of water and stay hydrated. Even though it's not as hot today as it was yesterday, it's still dehydrating. You need to drink plenty of water. We don't need anyone sick. We still have a little bit more left in this World Series to go. Umps are now making their way back out into their positions in the field and by bases.
There are 4 games going on right now. The 5th, 6th place game is going on. New Jersey Titans and Bayou City Heat. 7th, 8th place game. Cleveland Scrappers and Chicago Comets. And there's that Edge Thunder game in this one. This is Crussell.
And it's going to be foul on the left over to Mike Woodard at third base. Mike back with the ball and Rich setting back up at home plate. And we do have a play going over the corner here. We're going to hold for that. It's a little bit lower and louder. There is a nice slow steady breeze here at the Slica complex.
Bottom of the 2nd in that all-Indy matchup in the elimination bracket. Edge leading early 5-2.
Again, Rich Crussell at the plate.
Thank you to Melshawn Ellis.
Just grabbing a little nick on that.
Melshawn Ellis has been providing us some score updates all week long. Really appreciate it.
Just underneath the bat. And a grounder foul on the left over to third base again as Tyler runs over for that. Rich Crussell coming back to home plate. He didn't get very far. That was called quickly. Outfield asking for the ball to be held up. Asking for a new ball. Jaden bringing that one in.
We want to give a special shout out and welcome to the Legacy Pioneers Denver Beepball Group on hand to enjoy this game. Manufacturers of beep baseball equipment since at least 1976 and probably longer than that. Charlie Fairbanks invented the ball. We've had Legacy Pioneers helping us out ever since.
I'm saying no, they don't like that ball after all. So that's a no on that ball. And another ball. Casey Krause hopping up and down out in right. Mike Curtis holding that ball up. Tyler giving a thumbs up. And it looks like we're ready on this with Rich Crussell still waiting at home plate. A couple tosses there with Mike. Taking a pass on that. And just catching the edge of that. It was a little bit on the inside of the bat. Underneath, and that's going to be a strike for Rich Crussell.
It's his second strikeout after he scored his first couple times up.
Ethan Johnson heading up to the plate. Cesar setting his bat down on home plate. And that breeze is finally back. It had slowed down and the air had gotten a little stagnant there, but breeze is back in again.
Feels like it's blowing directly out toward the field.
It's the first strike for Ethan Johnson. And just getting a nice short in left. Tyler going over to that, and that's going to be an out by Tyler Rodriguez, sliding up into tight short left. Ricky Castaneda coming up for the Archers. Ethan making his way back to his bench. Jaden checking the field. First and third. Ricky tapping his bat on home plate, bringing it up over the shoulder. And going foul on the left again, as Tyler's all over that again. Almost after it was called foul, doing a little penguin waddle to get the ball.
We said the Fire needed runs, and they got a couple. And the Archers can't stop scoring either. They're only up by 4, and the Fire have the last at-bats.
And it's going to be a high pop-up foul, dropping only about 10 feet out, just up in the air for a good 50 feet. We have a time on this airplane as well, as Casey goes back into position from having run up.
Want to thank our umpires, scorekeepers, game officials, and other volunteers from the NBBA, and also from the local community, Mind's Eye, Lighthouse, and all of the folks that have been doing everything from running equipment and running stuff around on carts to operating bases. Couldn't do it without you.
It's going to be another little pop up, and that's also going to be foul. Stop! Oh, they almost ran into each other just as they called stop. Probably about a 6-inch clearance there as Ricky ran past Tyler's head.
Whew. Couple all-stars. Paths crossing a little bit there, but that's why you give the stop command, and that's why as a player you pay attention to that.
Ricky back up at home plate. Mike resetting his feet at home plate and ready for the pitch. And taking a pass.
Haven't seen that too often from the Archers.
And it's going to be underneath them for a strike.
Back-to-back strikeouts. That's now, I believe, 6 strikeouts in the game for Mike Curtis. That's not going to get it done on Championship Saturday, really, or the undefeated game on Friday, but their defense has picked up the slack. They need a run here from Castaneda. Here we go again. 2 outs, big spot, Castaneda at the plate.
No, he would just struck out.
Oh, then who's up?
There's
Is that 3?
No, that was 3.
Oh my, did we get a putout in that inning then, or were the 3 strikeouts?
There were 3 strikeouts.
And I'm sorry, folks, I was communicating with our tournament director who was messaging me about something, and so we missed.
That's right.
I missed Tyler's put out on Ethan Johnston. So that's 3 up, 3 down. Still, I think I have 6 strikeouts. Castaneda doesn't get it done there. And we go to the bottom of the 5th.
Bottom of the 5th, 9-5.
9-5.
With the Philly up, Casey Krause. Archers taking the field.
So again, just to reset that, since I got a little bit lost there, multitasking, you had a strikeout of Crussell, a putout of Johnston by Tyler Rodriguez, and then a strikeout of Castaneda. Well, golden opportunity now for the Philly Fire. The door's open for them here in the bottom of the 5th.
This is where they're going to want to get it done. This, and then to close business, in the 6th.
Casey Kraus leading it off.
Casey getting up from kneeling down beyond home plate now that the field is ready. Mike making his way to 3rd. Jaden calling for quiet on the Philly bench.
Kraus, Rhines, and Rodriguez due up, and none of those three have scored a run yet in this game in the bottom of the 5th. Who'd have thunk it?
Took a pass.
The damage has been done by the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Margist, Hogwood, and Silver.
And it's going to be a high pop-up out into right, and just, it's going to stay fair. He's running. They called stop. Ricky was right. He's safe. Ricky Castaneda was behind first going after the ball as he ran for first, so they called stop, but he just was hitting the base as they called that.
First run on the board there for Kraus in this game. And
Closing
cuts the
that
lead to
gap
3.
with Justin Rhines up at the plate.
So Kraus becomes the 4th Philly Fire player to score in this game. Every Archer has scored at least once.
Justin Rhines with his orange headband. And the field says they are ready. 1st, 3rd. Just underneath the swing. Catching the edge of it's going to be a pop up into right. Ricky headed forward as he runs to 3rd, and he's going to be safe. Another one for the Fire. They have caught fire now, 2 in a row, bringing Tyler Rodriguez to the plate.
And a whoop goes up from the 3rd base sideline on the Philly Fire bench. Justin Rhines, his first run of the game. It's 9-7. Still nobody out.
Not over till it's over. Don't count anybody out. Tyler joking there with catcher Colin.
And now Tyler Rodriguez is the only Fire starter. In fact, the only starter from either team who hasn't scored yet. You know he wants to change that.
Pointing at the bases as he gets the check. Just rolling off the top of the bat. He was trying to catch his own ball there, but Colin got it for him. He was running up underneath it, trying to grab that.
And you see now, all of a sudden, Morris isn't so busy over there on the left field side. Archer, the Fire's starting to use more of the field.
It's going to be a strike as it goes under the bat. And it's going to be hard fly out and right as he runs for first. Ethan Johnson stumbling, not throwing his body down, but not getting it. It's going to be a run for Tyler, and he must have heard you say he didn't have one, and he was taking care of business.
Look out, we've got a Fire building here, 3 in a row to open the bottom of the 5th. We got a 1-run game.
Had half of the Fire bench running up to go jump and congratulate Tyler over there on first as we have a huddle up out and defensive by the Archers in the middle of the field deep.
Defensive timeout for Gateway.
Fire is jacked up now and ready to play.
They're jacked up, and now they've got their hottest hitter in the lineup, John Margist, up to the plate with a chance to tie the game.
Huddle out on the field. There's a little quiet call and discussion out in deep center. John doing some practice swings just off of home plate as Pat tosses the ball in.
The Archers have led the entire way to this point from the very first swing of the game by Mark Morris. But now the Fire have cut it to 1. The chance for more, still nobody out.
Archers are now resetting back into positions on the field. Breeze is kicking up from the left now.
You just knew this was going to be a barn burner.
This was going to be great. I was just waiting for it to hit this point.
And it has not disappointed.
Getting first, third, John feeling along home plate.
Big Bad John.
And up over the shoulder. And it's going to be a strike as it goes under the outer edge of the bat. And it's going to be a pop fly into center deep as he runs for first. There, Kyle Boras, he's safe. Kyle's struggling to grab it. Justin Holly coming to back him up, but no contest. Another run, tying it up 9-9. Johnny Marr.
Marr just ties it, and that's the 4th one he's hit today that he's really hung up there in the air. That's how you score against a good defense on these fields. Margist is hot. The Fire are smoking. Still nobody out. 4 in a row. We got a tie ball game.
And Scott Hogwood up with a very pleased look on his face as he's at home plate.
He should be pleased with himself for the last ball he hit as he blasted it.
Pointing his bat at Pat and then bringing it up over the shoulder and just over the top of the bat. Resetting his feet, just a light shuffle. He's stepping back off the plate just a minute to wipe the sweat off his face.
For the first time, a little bit of concern and some quiet there on the Archer sideline.
And just over the top of the bat.
Take your time.
This is the first time this game's been tied since it was 0-0.
And there's going to be a pop-up foul on the left.
Archers will have the top of their order due up in the 6th whenever we get there. Right now they need an out.
Scott feeling long home plate again. And it's going to be another foul to the left.
These are pressure pitches by both Pat Krause and Mike Curtis in a game the likes of which neither one of them have pitched in before.
Scott picking up his back from the front of home plate.
Every play, every swing now so important.
And a hard fly over into left as he runs for first. Mark scrambling for it, and he's going to be safe. They now take the lead. Fire 10-9. The rest of the bench again running out just as they did for Tyler to go walk Scott Hogwood in as they take the lead.
Still nobody out. They are going to talk about this. 5 in a row. They basically doubled their output.
Maintaining
That's a
that
run.
safe.
Yep. Fire lead with 5 straight to open the bottom of the 5th.
Sending Nick Silver up to bat, rounding things up.
Now the pressure shifts back to Mike Curtis and the Archers. He knows he's going to have to put up some runs now in the 6th. How many? We don't know yet. And if you're the Fire, it's like, don't stop now, boys. You just want to keep the line moving.
Field is set. First and third, both loud. Nick Silver at the plate with his silver and blue bat. Some nods there by Nick as Pat talks to him. And a hard one, pop fly out into mid-left as he runs to third. Kyle Bohr trying to get it, but Nick down that baseline like lightning.
You're not going to get Nick Silver on a ball like that. I don't care who you are. 6 in a row, they've rolled their lineup over. All runs. They put a 6-pack on the board. 2-run lead for the Fire. Still nobody out.
Highest runs of any inning yet this game as we bring Casey Krause up to bat. Casey at the plate.
That was a clutch swing by Nick Silver.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nick has played in a championship game before. He was on the losing end of the 2014 title game with the RHI Extreme, losing to the Austin Blackhawks. Him and Tyler are the only 2 Fire players who have championship game experience. Nick wants that first ring, and that was a huge run there.
Casey winding up the bat over his shoulder.
Set. Ready.
Taking a pass.
Good eye. Good eye.
As he always does, he takes the first one off his dad.
Set. Ready.
Just under the bat.
Oh. Set. Ready.
And just over the top of the bat.
Easy. One at a time, Case.
Tapping up at home plate before bringing it over his shoulder.
Set. Ready.
And just underneath it, hitting the tent pole.
Casey. Stay disciplined, Casey.
Moment
Casey
of truth.
walking off away from home plate, reaching down to touch his feet, and coming back up to home. He's trying to shake that little bit off so he can connect, pulling that one arm back.
Set. Ready.
And getting a short pop up and to center as he runs for third. Ricky had gone past it, turned around to go back, and that's going to be a run for Casey Krause. The Philly Fire are on fire.
That's a touchdown and an extra point in another sport. They've scored 7 straight. Light it up, Philly Fire fans, and go nuts for a while. This has been a huge inning. It's not over yet, but with each run, the Philly Fire have to feel better and better about their chances. They came into this inning with 5. They now have 12. And now we're back to the top of the lineup. Still nobody out.
Justin Rhymes, as there is another defensive timeout out in the field. The Archers huddling there in the center farce. You know they've got to be saying we have to stop them. Just one to slow the tide. We've got to get it started somewhere.
And I have to step away for just 1 second. Give you Rosie
Thank you for all those sponsors that helped us secure the Slice Complex. Bill Jones and Sue Slocum, Richard Mark, all longtime Mind's Eye donors, and Ameren, Illinois Power Company. And also a special thank you to all the sponsors for the 250 Beat baseballs needed to host this World Series. Cardinals Care and St. Louis Cardinals, Hannigan Realty, and Major League Baseball's Fantasy Camp for Youth. Thank you to all of them. Without all of that, this would not be possible. Takes a lot of those balls. We are using the Fonzie balls this year. And it looks like our field is set. A base check. And Eric Rodriguez just hit a home run. Justin Rhines at the plate. Ooh, and he hit it, and he straight into pitcher Pat. Nailed him. Didn't even a chance to get away. Justin back up to home plate. Pat tell him that's okay. Good job. Couple practice tosses there. Pat, make sure everything's good. And Justin stepping back up to home. Pass ain't okay. Let's start over. And a high pop-up out into mid-center as he runs to first. They're trying to catch on they're scrambling for it, and he's gonna be safe. That's another run up for the Fire as they inch their way even further. 13-9, running out. It looks like he is getting up. He's getting up after first. He's taking, and he is up and headed back in. That's another run up, 8 now for the Fire, 13-9 at the bottom of the 5th. He's rounding around behind the catcher here as we have Tyler Rodriguez up at the plate. A lot of laughter and chuckling over there on the Fire side as they are feeling a little more relaxed. Base check. And winding up. And just over the pit.
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. David Benny alongside Rosina Foster.
And we just had a power hit by Justin for another run. So it is now 13-9.
So that's 8 in a row with no outs.
Correct.
That's impressive on any fields against any team.
And it's going to be a pop-up foul on the left, and also an update that Eric Rodriguez hit a home run.
Oh, the first of his career, the first one at least recognized. He'll tell you he's hit more than that. So good for Eric, the 5th home run. Him and Tanner Gears, both with the first of their career.
Exhale there by Tyler.
Eric will be in the Hall of Fame someday, maybe much sooner than later.
And it's going to be a short foul to the left as he also tries to catch that one. He's definitely feeling quite relaxed and entertaining there, catching his own fouls.
I expected a nip and tuck game, Rosina. What I did not expect was either team to have 8 straight runs against the other on these fields.
With no outs.
This is an inning Pat Krause will remember for a long time.
And it's going to be a line drive left just inside the line as he runs for first. Justin Holland running for it. He's tackling first. That's going to be safe. Now take that straight set of runs to 9 instead of 8. No stopping the heat now as Johnny Moss steps up to the plate. John Margis.
These aren't balls that are easy plays either. This is not really on the Archers defense. This is on Pat Krause, Jeff Rhines, the coach, and this potent Fire offense. which has just exploded here in the bottom of the 5th. They had 5 runs coming into this inning in the first 4 innings.
They got the ball away from Mark, and they are on fire, keeping it just inside those lines. Key positions to place the ball.
Yeah, Mark Morris has basically had to buy a ticket to this inning. He's just been a spectator.
And we're ready for the pitch. And pop up, fly out into center past David Smith as he runs to third. It's out. They're not even running. See if they're going to call dead ball or if it's just that far out. They gave up.
You never want to give up on
that's
the
it.
ball. That's
10 runs now for the Fire.
the reason you don't want to give up on a ball, and if you can hear it, even one like that, is because if he misses the base, falls down, any number of things can happen.
Let's go, baby!
I wonder what the record is for how many runs in a row.
That's a 10 spot. I once saw the Taiwan home run in I think it was an elimination game, get 16 straight to start the game against the Heat. That was the game in Rochester, New York that pushed back.
Oh, I scored that game.
Yes, so you remember it.
Yeah.
There were 3 12-run rules, as I recall, among the 2 teams in the game. The game ended in 50s.
Scott Hogwood up at the plate. Pat Sand nice and easy up the middle. And a pop up short left. It's going to be fair. He's running to third. Mark coming up to snag that. And that is going to be the out. That's exactly what the Archers needed, and it was Mark Morris.
That breaks the string at 10 straight for Pat Krause, and a lot of those were on first and second pitches. That was a Jared Woodard-esque run there by Pat Krause. Unbelievable. He can say whatever he wants behind me when we open the broadcast.
I have Nick Silver up. I wouldn't say whatever.
Well, now,
That's leaving it wide open.
now Pat Krause, you know, he's the honorable Pat Krause. Him and I, of course, members of the same profession in our day job, but in a different state.
Adjusting the speaker on third.
That's good. Make it one more time, please.
First
Thank you.
and third.
Thank you.
And Nick Silver up at the plate. 15-9 game at the bottom of the 5th.
Set. Ready. Hit. Right.
Just over the bat.
Set. Ready. Hit. Right.
And just on the inside and under. Telling him to drive it through with his bottom hand. And ready for pitch.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And it's going to be a line drive out into left. Mark Morris trying to stop Scott past him. Kyle Bora going for it, but he is at the base and safe. They might have had a pause there with one, but Nick Silver bringing it back to go.
7-run lead now for the Fire. They still need all of these, though, because the Archers have the top of their lineup up, and we know they can get on a run like this as well. But boy, the Fire have just taken this game and grabbed it away.
Casey Krause back up at the plate. Seems like we've just gone through these Fire batters. Several. Gonna get a base check.
The Archers were up 9-3 at this game, in this game at one point. 13 unanswered runs. 11 of them in this inning.
Wait for this airplane that's very low as Casey turns around and tells his bench, shh.
Remember, this comes after a goose egg by the Archers in the top half. It seems like forever ago.
It almost was forever ago.
Faces, please.
And the difference in this game, really, besides this run and this inning, has been strikeouts. The Archers have had more than the Fire. Too many.
And taking that pass. And just underneath the bat.
Casey has scored twice in this inning, I do believe. Let's see if he can get one more.
Just underneath the bat. The center.
One player scoring 3 runs in an inning is rare.
And almost taking off Pat's head as it line drives down the center, bouncing over David Smith, and he's kicking the thing, and it's another run. He got his 3 this inning.
And he gets one for Dad.
Pat just barely crouched out of that one, flying over David. There was not a chance there for the Archers on that one as this brings Justin Rhines up. Pat slowly walking the ball up to the pitcher's mound as we also have a plane overhead, so there's no hurry. Ethan Johnson adjusting back into position after having run to try to back that up.
Yeah, that's what some people said to me. I don't know why.
What a huge inning.
Justin Rhines. Pat shrugging both shoulders up to stretch them out. Going to be a grounder over to Mark Morris as he runs for first. Mark trying to grab a hold of that, and he is going to be out.
Barely. That was a close play, but that's the second out, and they've both been by Mark Morris. They need to find a putout somewhere, though, by somebody other than Mark Morris. By my count, only one other player in this game for the Archers has had a putout. That was Justin Howland. Kyle Bora, I guess. We must have announced it for Howland, but it was Bora.
Justin was right behind him, back and trying to grab it. So he's going to have Tyler back up at home plate. Let's see if he can catch one of his own foul balls this time. He's attempted twice now. Archer still setting up. And Jaden is conferring with Mike Woodard over at third base.
Fire scored a dozen in this inning.
Tyler seeing if he, is out. Tyler trying to make that a baker's dozen. No, it's out.
Okay,
Still
they
out.
did confirm it.
Yes, out.
For a minute there, we heard both sides cheering a little bit.
Is it out?
Out.
It was out.
The call is out. Let's see if we get another score update.
Get first and second.
Top 4, Edge 10, Thunder 5. Edge are the home team. Thank you, Melshawn Ellis.
And it's going to be a pop fly over into left past Mark, over to Justin Holland, and he's got it!
There we go. There we go.
Laid
Little foreshadowing.
down
How about
and
that?
grabbed it right up. Incredible defensive put out by Justin Holland, tossing his body over there. And grabbing that right up. Spectacular defensive play there.
Well,
as
he
the
may not have had a
Archers
putout
win.
before, but he has one now, and that'll end the inning. But the damage is done, and there was a lot of it. The Fire put up a dozen.
That didn't hit his chest. That's a double play right there. 100%.
So we want to say thank you to all our Beep baseball fans that have joined us today. And speaking of Beep baseball fans, Ed Fitzpatrick with the Ed Fitzpatrick team at Cross Country Mortgage, making every mortgage feel like a win. Navigating the mortgage process doesn't have to be overwhelming when you work with Cross Country Mortgage. Their entire team is available to assist you from application to closing and beyond. You'll collaborate closely with a licensed professional who will make sure that you get the mortgage you deserve. Get in touch with loan advisor and Beat Baseball fan Ed at ed.fitz@ccm.com, ed.fitz@ccm.com.
And when you're securing that mortgage, if you want to move to this area, and why wouldn't you? It's beautiful here in the St. Louis area. You can hit up Hannigan Team Realty. And after the game, we will have our Hannigan Team Realty Player of the Game. I think I have a nominee now after that inning if the Fire hang on to win this. They lead by 8 now. 3 defensive outs away from a trip to their first ever championship Saturday.
12 runs by the Fire in that last inning. Absolutely spectacular. Those defensive plays by Mark Morris finally shutting them down, and Mark Morris will be up at bat for the Archers. And Jaden Price throwing a nice cup of water there at Jordan Simpson as they get ready to take the field.
Jordan was our home plate umpire yesterday for our game of the day in the afternoon, Bayou City and the Comets. She's the field ump, one of them for this game.
She's the first base.
First base. We've got field and base umpires now for this game that are NBBA officials.
Very low flying plane. We're going to wave that. The breeze is starting to kick up even more.
It now seems like it's blowing out to right, whereas it was blowing directly out to center earlier.
Outfield is now saying that they are good. First and third. Mike holding the ball up over his shoulders for the outfield. And Mark taking that pass as he listens to it come on by.
You got to get them back one at a time now if you're the Archers. You can't worry about the deficit.
Going just over the bat.
Curtis has really cooled off in the last couple innings. Remember, it was the Archers who had 6 after 2. They only have 3 in the last 3.
Calling a time now. Mark resting at ease with the bat up over his back shoulder.
I want to remind you our next game of the day comes up shortly following this game. It will be the loser of this game against the winner of the Edge and Thunder in the final elimination game. Winner of that game will play the winner of this one. That's the consequence of winning this game.
It's going to be a line drive over into left, and Tyler just passed him as he runs to first, and he's going to be safe. Justin Rhines not quite there in time, laying down on the ground. It was just past his fingertips, and that's going to give a run up for the Archers as they hit double digits.
Well, there's one back, one at a time. Now you've got Holland and then Smith. They're certainly capable. 7-run margin now. The consequences of this game are obviously enormous. The winner gets to go back, rest up, knowing they only need 1 win tomorrow. The loser has to play again today and then win twice tomorrow.
Taking a pass on that, Justin Holland. Little tight on the inside. And it's going going to be a short bouncing grounder to left. He stumbles coming out of the play. Tyler coming up on that. And he's going to be out. Tyler Rodriguez. Justin just having a couple steps, getting his footing underneath him there as he headed to third. Although I don't know if he still would have beat him even then. Tyler was all over that.
TY, a proven champion, when he smells blood in the water, he goes after it. He made that play look easy. 1 out, 2 to go for the Fire for a trip to the championship game.
David Smith up at home plate. Casey out. Taking a pass as it comes in and leading his rear shoulder in as it comes across. Time by Casey Krause and Tyler out in the field.
They called that from far away, but you're not going to take any chances in this spot. If you're not absolutely certain that you're going to be able to hear the play, you call the time and they will grant it.
Tyler waving to the plane as it goes over, and Casey posing for the plane. And we are now untimed. David Smith at the plate. Just underneath the center of the bat. Just underneath the bat again.
Edge still leading the Thunder in that elimination game. Don't count the world champions out yet. Eric Rodriguez went yard in that game for the Edge.
Exhale from David Smith. And it's going to be a grounder short left. Tyler
Look
over there. He's
out.
coming back as David runs to third, and he's got him out. Tyler Rodriguez.
He can cover a lot of ground, and he had to angle in and toward the line. David Smith just doesn't have the speed that, say, that Mark Morris or even Justin Holland has.
He almost overshot. He threw his body across, went a little too far, scrambled up to go a few steps back infield, and had him out.
And not only is Tyler young, athletic, and limber, but he was a wrestler in high school, in addition to being a beat ball player. And so he knows how to position his body, he knows how to fall correctly, and he knows how to keep his balance. That's a great play there.
New plane going overhead. Had Casey Krause doing the YMCA for the plane as it goes by overhead. And this is going to have Rich Kressel up at the plate.
Krussel's been hot and cold. Scored a couple times, struck out his last couple.
And taking a pass.
Now or never for the Archers. They will have another game today if they drop this.
Going to be a short pop-up and foul on the right. That's Casey's already up to the 40-foot line.
He didn't want any part of Casey Krause on that one. They got to get distance on these balls. It's not enough to get height on them when you have two of the best front men on the planet in this sport playing on either side for the Fire. Easy to say from back here.
Just over the top of the center of the bat.
Fire on the doorstep of their biggest win in team history.
Just going to be foul as it just barely touches his bat and drops down.
The Archers have a bench. They have not used it in either game we've seen, really. Chad Dillon, a power-hitting lefty. Demetris Morrow, a power-hitting righty. Nathan Lawson, we haven't seen any of.
It's going to be a short little pop-up foul, barely making it to Mike.
Boy, the Fire defense is chomping at the bit. And they're getting teased here by these little short foul balls. One strike away now. from playing for a championship. Who'd have thunk it?
And tipping off, and I could tell you, I bet the Fire thunk it.
Well, we knew that they had a puncher's chance coming in, but they came in as the 4 seed, and it's been a stranglehold by Indy. And that's it.
And that's going to be a strikeout, and that is the game. 17-10 Philly Fire. As you can see, Scott Hogwood hugging John Margis out on the field. Everyone running out, congratulating each other. They are so excited. They got like 3 separate huddles out there on the field. Mike Ricardo throwing water on Margis and Scott Hogwood. Hugs all around for the Fire as they take this game.
On the strength of a 12-run 5th inning that they will never forget. The BSO Philly Fire stands for Blind Sports Organization of Pennsylvania. The Philly Fire become the first team from the state of Pennsylvania ever to play for a championship. They will play for it tomorrow morning. They can relax, sit back now, and wait to see who their opponent will be. My Hannigan Team Realty Player of the Game nominee, just like we did yesterday with the Heat, gotta be Patrick Krause. The Honorable Pat Krause put up a 12-run inning against one of the best defenses in the country on defensive fields. He's my nominee, unless you've got another thought.
I would have to go with that as well. He stayed calm through all of that, kept his team going. They didn't get too down on themselves, and they just kept doing it one player at a time. I would have to agree with that. We have the congratulations from the teams going out here. It's all about good sportsmanship. Thank you for joining us for this live stream of the day. Stay tuned and stick around as we'll be covering the